Is Warner Robins really turning from one of the most affordable housing markets in Georgia to an unaffordable one? Mischa Thompson here, your favorite Warner Robins real estate agent with The Real Broker. And today we're going to look at an article that shows us that Warner Robins actually is one of the top gainers when it comes to home prices in the Q1 of 2023. And we're going to break down what that means for US buyers and US sellers. So let's go. According to this article, the National Association of Realtors measured 221 metro areas across the United States, and 7% of those measured actually had double-digit gains when it comes to the median home price. Despite the fluctuation in interest rates on a 30-year fixed-rate mortgage between 6.1 and 6.75%, home prices went up quite a bit. And Warner Robins is actually a top 3 gainer here in Q1 of 2023, which is absolutely crazy. Compared to last year, the median home price is actually down by 0.2%, which is not much at all. If we compare it to the Q4 of 2022, the median home price is up by 4%. But people, that's not a big issue because in the winter time, the real estate market always slows down. Not as many people buy, so the 4% increase right now is not that big of an issue and doesn't tell us really much other than the market picked up from the winter time, which is just the normal thing that happened. A super interesting number in this article is actually from all major US regions, the South gained the most when it came to single family existing home sales. In Q1 of 2023, 46% of all sales nationwide happened in the South region of the United States. That is very interesting and shows you that a lot of people are moving from other regions to the South because the cost of living is just cheaper than compared to the West Coast or even the Upper East Coast. So why is this all happening? Well, let me tell you what Chief Economist for the National Association of Realtors, Lawrence Yoon, had to say in this article. Generally speaking, home prices are lower in expensive markets and higher in affordable markets, implying greater mortgage rate sensitivity for high-priced homes. So, lower markets, higher home prices, higher markets, lower home prices is what he's saying. I don't know, that doesn't really make much sense to me, but if it does to you, put that in the comments below. I guess it all makes sense when we look at what he stated next in this article, that, for example, everything that is in the South, because we all know Warner Robins is one of the cheapest places to live and purchase a home in all of Georgia, if not all of the United States. It is affordable, but home prices keep growing, while where it is not as affordable in the West, like San Francisco, San Jose, and Reno, home prices actually dropped by 10% in the Q1 of 2023. In this article, it also states that home prices are lower and decreasing in areas where we have seen massive median home price increases over the last 3 years, like Austin, Texas. I mean, Austin, Texas was booming. Everyone wanted to move to Austin. Job opportunities, tech companies, a lot of stuff was happening there, and the median home price increased by 67% in Austin, Texas over the last 3 years. But in Q1 of 2023, the median home price in Austin actually decreased by 13.5% according to this article from the National Association of Realtors. But how does that translate to Warner Robins? Well, Warner Robins, we had massive increases in median home prices over the last 3 years as well. And it really has not slowed down. We had a median home price increase in January, February, in March. In April, it was pretty much the same as 2022. And then we saw a slow decrease in March. But how does that relate to Warner Robins? Well, let me tell you, over the last 3 years in Warner Robins, we had massive increases in median home prices as well. A lot of people started moving here because cost of living was cheaper than the West Coast or Upper East Coast. We gained a bunch of people that moved here because it's centrally located. You are everywhere within hours and cost of living is cheaper. And on top of that, a lot of people went to remote work so they can live wherever they want and still work their job with their regular salary, but pay less for housing, food, and all the cost of living that is out there. But if we look at the median home price in Warner Robins, well, in the December timeframe, we saw a little dip because a lot of people don't buy during the winter time. That's just every year the same thing. It's over and over. It's just the way it is. But then it starts slowly up. January, February, March, we saw increases according to the Georgia MLS. In April, it's pretty much exactly the same as 2022. And right now in May, we are a little bit down on the median home price, but also the month is not over yet. So by the end of the month, we actually see if the median home price will decrease in Warner Robins or not. But for Q1 in 2023, the home prices in Warner Robins increased by 16.2%. And that makes Warner Robins number 3 of the biggest gainers nationwide when it comes to median home price. So only 7% of those 221 measured markets gained double digits in median home price. 38% of those measured markets actually decreased in median home price. And who could have guessed that? Most of those are on the West Coast of the nation. It's just getting more and more unaffordable over there. It is. I mean, look at California. You can buy a 2-bedroom, 1-bath home for $1.1 million, while you could get exactly that in Warner Robins for $90,000. I mean, that is insanity. So we will see probably more of a decrease on the West Coast and the upper East Coast where it's already more expensive than we will see here in Warner Robins for sure. But do we see more price increase over here? Who knows? But what does all that mean for sellers here in the Warner Robins area? It's pretty simple. You still have to price your home accordingly, even though prices have been increasing here in the area. If you overprice your home, you will sit on it for a bit. There's still bidding wars in Warner Robins. A lot of people don't know, but there's still homes that have multiple offers, over list price, no contingencies, pay an appraisal gap. It is still happening for some houses, but not all of them. And even though our inventory has increased in Q1 of 2023 quite a bit, according to the Georgia MLS here in Warner Robins or in Houston County in general, there are still some houses that a lot of people do bidding wars on and go within hours of being listed. But you have to do it right. So if you are pricing it right and you're marketing it right and you have it cleaned and made it nice, it is a little bit more effort for sellers now to sell your home, but it is still possible. If you do not put any effort in it, pricing it wrong, overpricing it, and have no marketing behind it, it will be harder and harder to sell your house pretty darn fast. But we are probably moving into a normalized market where it's pretty even like it was before the pandemic. So what should you do as a buyer? Well, you know, a lot of people out there say, hey, buy now and refinance later. If I would tell you that, I would be a fool because I do not know what the interest rates are gonna be. Maybe they're gonna go down to 5% or even out at 5% in the next 2 years. But who am I to tell you that? Because I got no clue what the Feds are doing. So speculating would be foolish. On another note, I mean, the inventory is higher than it was in 2022. Yes, there are still houses that fly off the shelves like hotcake with multiple offers where you do not have the possibility to ask for concessions or lower sales price. But there are definitely properties out there that you can negotiate closing cost, sales price. It's possible right now. We have more inventory. There are even still builders out there that cannot sell their new constructions right now because we have less builders than we had a year or two ago. So you still get incentives. Some of them still have promotions, buying down your rate, paying some of your upgrades. So there are possibilities. You have more possibilities that you had 2 years or a year ago for sure. But when should you buy? If you really want no competition or the least amount of competition, you should probably wait till the end of the year because that's when the real estate market just slows down. There are less buyers on the market. There are also less sellers on the market for sure. So it could be the perfect time for you to buy. But it could also be that the interest rates by then are higher and you paying more for the same house. Could also be that the interest rates are lower. Who knows? I cannot tell you that. I can tell you that in the summer and right now, it's gonna be hotter and more buyers are gonna be in the area because a lot of people PCS to Robins Air Force Base and PCSing out. So there are more people coming in, more people buying a house. So your competition right now is probably higher than in the later month of the year. Nevertheless, Warner Robins is one of the top gainers, the number 3 gainer in the nation in Q1 2023 when it comes to median home price. This article puts Warner Robins on a national map. I mean, a lot of people I know don't even know where Warner Robins is. They know Macon, but Warner Robins, what is that? Nevertheless, this puts us on the map as the 3rd biggest gainer in the nation when it comes to median home price in Q1 of 2023, 16.2%. That is a massive gain here in the Warner Robins area. Equity goes up for all the home sellers. It is a little bit more stressful for home buyers because prices are going up, but mortgage rates are not going down at all. Let me know in the comments what your thoughts are about the Warner Robins real estate market. What do you think? Is it going to change? Is it going to keep climbing? Or are we going to see a decrease in home prices and interest rates maybe this year? Put that in the comments below. If you have any questions, you're looking to buy or sell in Warner Robins, my contact information is in the description below as well. And if you haven't already, smash that like button, hit the subscribe button to stay up to date with all the latest videos I upload. I'll see you in the next one.